Hello everybody, Hassan here, engineer, MBA, and investor. In today's video, I want to talk about the breaking news of the company Square acquiring a company for $29 billion. I want to talk all about this right now in this video. Now, before we do that, guys, before we talk about this, please do like this video, smash that like button, destroy that like button, guys. Really helps this channel. If you haven't subscribed, guys, please do subscribe, hit that notification bell. The support has been amazing, so thank you very much, guys. So today, stock market opens up, public markets open up, and Square had a huge run up. And in fact, as we speak right now, as you can see on the screen, the company is up over 10% digit, right? Obviously, there's going to be some sort of decline here. It just won't keep going up. But this is amazing for a company worth well over 100 billion, guys. This means that the company added well over $10 billion in just a single day when they announced Sunday night. This was last night. They announced that the company announced their quarter two earnings for 2021. And at the same time, they announced that they are acquiring the company called Afterpay, right? And Afterpay is basically a buy now and pay later type of company. And really, what I found interesting is that Jack Dorsey and the company they're firing from all cylinders. We know they have their ecosystem for their sellers ecosystem. We know they have an ecosystem for their cash app. We actually revised this company Square. We sort of suspect in this channel, we suspect a few weeks ago that this company will be the next $1 trillion market cap company. I'll link the video in the information section here, but just know that we in this channel we actually are rallying behind this company because this is one of the revolutionary companies. And actually, quite surprised that a lot of early investors didn't catch on to this company well until last year when they had their crazy run up from like $100 a share to all the way to $200 a share. This company has been firing from all cylinders. Jack Dorsey is one of those pioneer CEOs that sort of shifted from a digital finance to now sort of the Bitcoin movement, Bitcoin environment. But Bitcoin is still a small segment. Square is a huge player in concerts, in small merchants, in medium sized businesses. I mean, I told you guys an anecdote experience there when we were buying some strawberries from a local farmer market, and they pulled up their Square hardware, and that was last year. When I saw that, I was like, wow, this is game changer. Now local farmers, small businesses, small merchants can actually transact directly with citizens, directly with consumers. Reduce those barriers, reduce those fees, reduce those delays. That's exactly what the ecosystems of Square is doing. And obviously they're doing a lot more than that, such as giving out loans and having capital to give out loans, and obviously making some interest on it. Obviously they have their cash app ecosystem where you can buy and sell stocks, hold Bitcoin, sell Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, send money to P2P. I think this is quite amazing what they're doing. I think, and on top of all of that, right, the fact that Jack Dorsey is also the CEO of Twitter means that they have some sort of branch with social media. Very important, right? This company will never have an issue with marketing, advertising, because they're literally affiliated with the number two social media giant in the world behind Facebook, which is Twitter, right? So quite interesting, right? What I didn't want to talk about in this video is a few things here. First of all, it's not really about the Afterpay company, not really about, I didn't really want to go about the specific company that are acquiring. You can obviously read that on your own and figure out why it makes sense for the seller and cash app ecosystems in Square for the company. What I did want to mention though is that it cost $29 billion, right? This is a hefty amount, guys. This is a huge amount. This is not something standard for a company worth, well, right now it's at 112 billion, but you're talking about a company buying another company for like 30 to 40% of its value prior to the purchase, right? That's a huge value, right? This is not This is not something we hear often, right? I mean, it has been done in the past, but this is not a merger, right? This is Square acquiring a company like Afterpay, and Afterpay is no joke. You know, they were in public markets, and the fact they paid this much, this is quite hefty as an amount. And on top of that, I don't think this is listed here. This is not stated in their press release, but actually, if the deal fails, right? So for whatever reason, if regulators come in play and the deal fails to go through, Square will actually have to pay up Afterpay $400 million, right? So if the acquisition fails, the company Square has to pay Afterpay $400 million cash. And actually, that value is about what the Square made in their earnings in their for the quarter, right? In the EBITDA adjusted. So that means the whole quarter goes into waste. This is quite a big risk, right? But my point of telling the story here, that my point of talking about the numbers here, is that in spite of all of that, right? In spite of acquiring a company this large compared to their current market cap, and quite having that much of a risk in terms of if regulators come in and break the deal, which has happened in the past with different companies, the company is still up over almost 11% as of now, as of 1 hour and a half, has the market open. What does this say? Well, this says two things, right? First of all, this talks volume about the public markets. It talks volume in the sense where when you see a huge company like this acquiring another huge company in the billions of dollars value, this gives the sentiment of investors that, hey, this company is in action, they're going forward, they're willing to take a risk. We've seen how big tech companies such as Apple have failed to purchase companies, right? Apple could have purchased Tesla early on. Apple could have purchased Peloton early on. Apple could have purchased Netflix early on. Instead, they failed those acquisitions. They didn't even pick up calls with Tesla. They didn't even come in contact with any of those companies as far as we're aware. And this speaks volume, because a company, when you grow bigger, it becomes very hard to acquire. You have so many layers of complexities. You have culture fit, culture issues, and that is extremely important. That has to be counted in. And to me, the fact that Square is moving forward with this speaks volume of Square, speaks volume of Jack Dorsey, the CEO, speaks volume of the leadership of Square. We've talked about this in our video where we analyze this company. We believe this company has a strong brand. They're willing to take risk. We saw it with Bitcoin and Cash App. And then the second point here is that investors are basically saying, hey, we know this company is taking a huge risk. We know there's a lot of money to be paid to acquire this company, but we are going to rally behind this company. And to me, this speaks volume about the company, the brand, right? I think whatever, regardless what they have done, even if the company they were buying were worth like 10 more billions, I still believe this company would have been up today. Maybe not this much, but they would still be up. And I think this is something you want to watch out for when investors, when public markets start rallying companies, no matter what the price tag was for acquiring these companies, no matter what the type of fit it is. That's what you want to see for a company you're invested in. Again, you do your own research. We never provide financial advice, guys, in this channel, but we do believe Square is one of those companies that will revolutionize this world, that are sort of they in the recent years they sort of set up their seller and Cash App ecosystems, and were able to serve not just merchants but also citizens through their Cash App offering. Cash App, as the application we saw in the Q2 earnings 2021, the adoption rate has been increasing. Only 10% of those users actually own Bitcoin. So imagine what happens when 90% of them start interacting with some sort of form with Bitcoin. And it's just amazing. And don't forget, Cash App is only available in certain developed countries. It's not even available in Canada, right? What happens when Cash App becomes available in all developed countries, not just in US, not just in UK? What happens when Cash App actually becomes a de facto in different less developed regions, right? In African regions, right? In South America. And what actually happens when Cash App sort of opens up their Bitcoin ecosystem and actually adopt the Lightning Network, right? That's where things get really juicy. That's when things get really interesting. And to me, the fact that they're going ahead with acquiring a company like Afterpay, to me, speaks extreme a lot of value. They want to promote their offerings. They want to connect with different merchants. They want to have as many customers as they want, as they can actually. And I think this is great. Again, still a lot of risk. If the deal fails, they have to pay up 400 million. That's no easy amount for a company like Square to pay, but it looks like they're going forward with this. Hopefully you guys appreciate this video. I just wanted to cover really this breaking news with you guys. Lots of reaction on social media platforms. I think a lot of people are really looking forward for this, and we'll let's take a look. Actually, what I wanted to do here is I want to go over some of the reaction on Reddit really quickly, just to see and feel, what are people saying about this. So this is obviously on our stocks. The deal will be done in 4 installments of 7.25 billion. Okay, nothing crazy here, man. That buy now, pay later scene is getting crowded. You got PayPal, Affirm, Apple is doing their own thing with Goldman Sachs, and now Square. Yeah, so digital finance, guys, is a huge space. There will be many winners. Square is not the only one, right? There is PayPal involved. There is Apple involved, obviously. Affirm also one of those. The CEO came from the PayPal mafia in the early 2000s, so quite interesting here. Yes, there may be see a drop due to premium. Oh boy, he was wrong about that. Square is gonna drop. Oof. You see, guys, you never can expect what public markets do. Let the public markets decide. Good acquisition for Square, and there's people talking about the dilution of stock, and obviously the $29 billion, guys, doesn't come out of cash. These are dilution of shares from Square. This does affect current investors, current shareholders, but look, the stock market answered today, right? They're up almost 11%. So it is what it is. A deal they had to make, develop their own BNPL, take time and money, and a full of pitfalls. Afterpay gets Square up and running. Yeah, so it looks like there's quite some average sentiment here, nothing too groundbreaking. It does allow Square to spend less money on lending money for startup, basically a way for them to increase the number of new businesses in their ecosystem. Obviously, we took a look at their ecosystem. They have the whole ecosystem all the way from paychecks getting to employees for those small businesses in those ecosystem, and all that capital loans. And Square makes a lot of revenues from those. And again, one more customer is one more long-term revenue source, right? So had a feeling this would happen. I also had a feeling that Square would be start to acquire some of these companies here, but I don't think anyone expected to pay this much, right? Might be a good time to buy Square. Good move. Been watching Square. Depends on how this plays out tomorrow. I might hop in. Well, hopefully you did hop in because yeah, it's up 11%. So wanted to go really quickly over these reaction for you guys. Hopefully you guys appreciate this video. Again, like this video, smash that like button, destroy that like button, guys. If you haven't subscribed, guys, I think over here you can subscribe, and here you can view our latest video. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see each other in the next video. Thank you.